Hmm. All right, it looks like we've got a very strong field, 374 players, including Ian Nepomniachtchi as number one. Daniel Naroditsky here, and don't forget MVL. All right, so round one started. I'm playing against Hillary 444 from Poland. Looks like we're starting out with a typical Roy Lopez. And I'm going to go for the Briar variation. It's pretty fun. Like, spend some time rerouting his knight. And it typically leads to very unbalanced play. I think I'm supposed to play knight. Wait a minute. Not yet. Bishop f8 first. Alright, my opponent's starting to set me some problems. How am I going to deal with this? He's threatening knight to a5. I'm going to play rook to c8, so as to be able to meet knight to a5 with bishop a8, keeping my coordination at a reasonable level. So what's my opponent going to try now? Bishop b2. I've got an interesting idea in c5, but after d5, takes. I don't know if I have enough compensation. I think a better idea would be to play knight to b6. Just overall improving my position and trying to force my opponent to make a decision on the king side. Queen side. Alright, so I have two choices. If I take here, his knight is on a pretty strong square, but it is there nonetheless. Whereas I have an open file, and a line for my bishop to attack stuff. I think I'm going to go for it. Looks interesting and unbalanced. The alternative was to go for a symmetrical boarding position. Not all players may call it boring. Matter of opinion. How am I going to improve my position? Need to answer it quick. I think I can sack on d5, takes e4. That looks promising. He attempts to liberate myself in the center by means of this tactic. Now, if I'm missing something, my opponent's gonna show it to me and I may have to resign. I certainly hope I'm not missing something. So one idea is c4 for white. So that way he gets double my pawns on the king side. After I, for example, take here. However, I do definitely have a lot of play with my bishops. Everything's still in flux, confusing. Not sure about anything yet. So what's my opponent gonna do? Okay, that seems pretty good. I'll just take with the bishop. After which I'm up a pawn, which is not pretty bad for facing somebody who outrates me by a lot. I think I'm going to exchange a pair of rooks and see if I can consolidate. White's pieces aren't doing much, if anything, over on the queen side. For some reason, whenever I'm streaming, I always mix those two up. It's on him to find a way to improve his position. One of my ideas is to, well, okay, that seems pretty strong. So if I take here, bishop takes, pawn takes. If he takes back with his queen, then bishop g7, I've got an awesome position. So remaining is queen to h4, but then I think I can play bishop g7. If he takes, I go king f8. My king seems to be safe. So I'm going to go for it. My position is really good. I can start pushing in the center. I need to speed up a bit. Thing is, white has no real attack of queen h7, king f8, and my king is perfectly safe on f8. Okay, how am I going to deal with this? I think I'm just going to push my pawn forward. Try to promote it. Yeah, it does seem to be a problem. And queen d6 check. Still got a little bit of counterplay, but it's not nearly enough. Or is it? Got some pretty good pawns over here. Problem is, I might just get checkmated. Or just lose on time. How is he going to convert his advantage? Well, possibly she. Just on the name. Sadly forced. Otherwise made on g8. My opponent's making my job a little bit easier with all these forced moves, but now I'm just down material and I need to wait for my opponent to finish me off. Wait, what? Oh. Wait. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. That's game. Yeah, for a moment here, I thought that I just missed a queen. I'm just a bit confused. So, great start to the tournament. 0 out of 1. Simply fantastic. I'll need to reload. and see who's still playing over here. Oh, it looks like an upset's brewing in round one. A FIDE Master playing against Grandmaster, outrated by a lot, yet still doing quite well. Impressive. So what's... who's Clunessa? Just some clown. Wonder who it is. Ha! Clunessa. I am concerned for the FIDE Master. Black's pawns are scary. White is not doing a good job converting his advantage. Rook here. Right? Rook here. No. Well, yeah, that works. The players must be super accurate right now. Will Josie Walls be up to the task? Don't go King C1. Just checking. Yeah, Rook. Oh wait, what? Uh, Black's winning. Well then. Any other games going on? Worth looking at anyway? Oh, we've got a bishop. Oh, we got a bishop and knight mate right here. King F3. Bishop H2. Please tell me this candidate master knows how to do a checkmate. What? What? How many moves does he have? He's running out. Many chess coaches are currently spinning in their graves. You are quite right, Frankie Sheehy. You are quite right. And some of them are just staring at the position on the board. Extremely unhappy. You'd be surprised how many times this shows up in Title Tuesday events. I think people would know it by now. And that's game. Round two's about to start. Alright, I'm playing against a 2200 candidate master. Slightly... Oh, wait, why am I black again? The computers in charge of the pairings have decided that they don't like me. Or perhaps they're just waiting to give me the whites against all the grandmasters. This is a line of Nicholas Nicholas's that seems to neutralize the pressure in this line. So which side is white going to castle on? Final castle there too. I'd go bishop g4 just, but then he just plays h3. I think I'm going to start softening my opponent's kingside. I think I played a game like this last time I played in a Titled Tuesday. Just vague memory coming back. Still nothing in the chat. Do I go f5? I think I'll play rook at 88. If a5, knight c8, and knight d6. I think I can just go knight to c4 though. I don't know, taking seems pretty unclear. I think I'm going to try it. The idea is to maneuver the knight to d6 while leaving the c8 square open for my bishop. In case white tries this. My knight has reached its goal. My opponent decides to go and minority attack me. Whatever plan I come up with, it ought to be quick. I'm not going to play a5, a6 because after b5 he breaks through anyway. And opens the a file for his rook, which is a serious problem. Compared to here where he doesn't open the a file for his rook and I'm happy. I'm going to create some counterplay on the king side. If he lets me push f4, my position's great. Especially if I can capture here. Threaten mate in 1, activate my knight. Wonder which one of those is more. Can white get away with that? So I got a couple promising lines. I can take an e3. Takes on b. On b7. Then I take on here. I don't know if it works. I think I'll take back here just to play it safe. I've still got a pretty strong attack. Still nothing in the chat. Bishop g6. I must not lose the initiative. Bishop to f5. Now, white's pawn chain is under some serious pressure thanks to my own minority attack. I think I've got some really good chances. Of course, after I say that, I'm going to blunder a queen, but alright. That's a bit of a problem. For him, of course, I'm happy about it. going to defend with the queen. He attacks my knight. See what I mean? Remind me not to do anything that implies I'm happy with my chances. Now I have to start sacrificing pieces, and I wouldn't have had to if I had played correctly. Well, thanks. My opponent's not immune from the blunder virus either. I'm not concerned about g4. It's queen g6. Wait, queen g6? No, queen g5. Or at least holds material. As mentioned. My position's really good. Here, I'm going to move the chat so I don't have to keep looking away from the board after I respond to this. Starting to get difficult. And I made a mistake there allowing queen takes g6, but my opponent was playing too quickly to realize it. And I win the queen. Right. Chat. Hang on, I need to set up the chat. That's problematic. Hold on a second. Back now. Just a pile of books fell over that I would have preferred not to. Yeah. Splits refresh. I'm on 1 out of 2, which is reasonable. Yes, that would make sense. Yeah, a pile of books fell over, and that's a problem. Hold on. Okay. Top game. Checkmated. Okay. Have to reload again. This is the thing with Blitz tournaments, games end quickly. Interesting. Ah, that's very precise. Hmm. Black's trying to gain some time, but I think he fell for a 3-move repetition after King B2. What? Oh. Huh. Ah. 3-move repetition. Why is this still going on? Thanks. They need to fix that bug. Okay. Round 2 is over. Looks like that player I played. Okay. I'm up against WFM, Infinity Master. Karina Ivanovna, rating 2135. You there? Hello? That's a lot of time to think on your first move. Perhaps you're just giving me time odds. It's a good connection. It's a Nimzo Indian. I see that opening a lot. Should I play C5? After E5, he's threatening a fork. I don't know. Jeez. Apologies. I can play bishop to E2. Waste of tempo. Do I take on D5 now? After takes, if knight takes, bishop to F3. No, knight takes A3. I think it's close to equal, so. Isolated D pawns, you have to be careful. Positions can seem okay, but long term they'll be lost. Rook C1 seems pretty good. Need to find moves that improve my position both now. Okay, that simplifies things a lot. Bishop g5. Apply some pressure on the constellation of pieces blockading d5. Bishop d3. Apply some pressure on the king. Slightly more important, but harder to checkmate. A potential plan of mine is bishop to b1, followed by queen to d3, exchanging in the center and trying to mate on h7. That doesn't seem very likely. Knight to f4 seems strong. Now what am I going to do? He's not actually threatening this pawn, but merely knight takes d3, which I don't know if I should be that afraid of. I'm going to move my knight to e4. Possible that this isn't the best, especially if my opponent ends up playing g5 or something. But if my opponent takes on d4, I check. Pawn takes. Bishop h7 and wins. Doesn't win though. You just played a faulty combination. Queen takes, knight check, bishop check. Queen takes, knight to e2 wins the material back with some extra. So what will my opponent's move be? g5. If bishop g3, queen takes d4. Seems a bit stronger than before. Can I take on g5? I don't think so. Not enough compensation. But I may have to try it because bishop g3 just loses a piece. Takes f6. I'm going to have to try it. It's not going to work out though. That's my evaluation translated into moves. Pretty sure I'm just lost. Opponent's up 2 pieces. I'm not going to continue. Okay. Less than optimal start to the tournament. See what the rest holds. Okay. Doesn't look like too much is happening here. This one's a lot different. You got a lot of center pawns here. for one thing. This is Conrad Holt and a 2900 from Armenia. Oh, I guess I know who wins. I don't need to see Conrad's technique. He messes up really a lot. So let's go back down to where I am. Scroll down quite a ways. I see Blitzstreams playing in this tournament. I think it drew Magnus Carlsen with a Grob. There I am. And who's with John? Evgeny Tomaszewski. Must have been upset. Okay. Ah, they're all talking about a combination. Oh yeah, when you're under that much pressure, you're not going to see everything. Why is Conrad Holt's opponent playing on? Hey, checkmate. That's just sad. King C1. Probably. Yeah. Queen A1. Looks like a draw. Is it a draw? Yeah, it doesn't appear that white has a way to break the fortress. Even if he takes the rook, he wins. No! And that's the game. Because if a king moves away, Queen takes, and it's covering the square. Got classic rook endgame here. Whoa, whoa, whoa there. Yeah, it's field or position. This is a grandmaster game. How bad do they think everyone's knowledge of theory is? Really? This is the last game. No, we've got something that looks like a fortress. Of completely winning bishop up endgame. And an endgame that's about to be over. Oops. And that's mate. Yeah, I was right about the bishop. Is white better? I don't think white's winning. But the game is a draw. C5. Well, he's going to push a pawn up to f7 so he doesn't have to spend as long taking it. Or do that. No, c5. Come on. Well, yes. Oh, it's... Wait, no. c5 might lead to a... I think it's defensive for black. What is this? Looks like a draw. This is a win for the blue player. White is blundered. White is blundered horribly. Tragic. Mark Dvoretsky should have. Well, did they have Title Tuesdays when Mark Dvoretsky was alive? He'd have a lot of material for a tragic comedy in the endgame in just one Title Tuesday tournament. Look at this, 3 blacks out of 4 games. 3. Rare move, but makes your opponents think, at the very least. Still theory. Yeah. There's not really much to play for, but possible that my game's gonna end up among those that would be considered tragicomedy's so many mistakes. Or my opponent just trying to win a drawn endgame. Or me. Who knows? If I win this game, I'm on an even score with 3 out of 4 blacks, so that's pretty good for Title Tuesday. TikTok. This looks impressive for white. Any knight move allows queen f6 or queen d6. We're taking the knight if it goes to one of the bad squares. And black is in no danger. Well, it's a connection test to see if I'm still there. Hey, it's me. Hmm. Have to be careful not to allow any sort of discoveries that win for him. Not the most fun position, but it's better than being under pressure for the entire game. But I think I'll exchange queens. My opponent's welcome to play knight f6. Sacrifice a knight for no compensation whatsoever. I think I'll play h6 first. Giving my king some left and securing a retreat for the bishop. I'm not concerned about a rook invasion because both of squares are covered. Hmm. G5 seems like a nice improving move. Now what? Capture. C5. Using a little tactic to improve my position on the king side. I'm going to threaten C3. He naturally defends against it. There's no need to hurry in an endgame like this. Important rule said, do not hurry. And here, I just need to probe, look for weaknesses in the opponent's setup. But if your opponent presents you with a tactical opportunity, take the chance. Now what? Hmm. Have to be careful not to allow anything too problematic. Example this. Is my opponent going to take the repetition? I'm not. My bishop is guarding a lot of the important squares. I have to play quickly and strongly, else serious danger of losing. King might be safer on the back rank. It's not very good. I think I should have taken the repetition when I had the chance. Well, that was a mistake. The endgame's just lost. Can only play on and hope for a miracle. That's all those other players did. Sad part is you can win any way he chooses. Tournament update. We got a National Master, Just Kid, 2469 with 4 out of 4. A couple FIDE Masters. MVL, Actual Chandra. And meanwhile, I got me all the way near the bottom. Yay. Let's check on some of the top games. All right. In Nepomniachtchi lost a game. Got another again game. White has slightly more chances than I did. More seriously, I think it's a draw. White King's too close. It's a draw. Anything else? This position. Or black is just winning. And bishop g2. And queens. Second game looks drawish. This one also looks drawish. What are they still playing on? White wins now. Or did they? Well played. Yes, you'd think that this is winning, except black has a nice shot h4. If white takes and the game is a draw, if white goes here, then black wins. What? Whoa there. No longer sure that white can draw. That's a game. Up next, Happy Toad. Even from his name, you can tell he's going to be a strong contestant. National Master, 2205. All pretty good credentials. Play a very interesting system against Grunfeld. Chooses the Hungarian variation, which is traditionally super sharp. In this case, I'm going for a more positional line, which aims to maintain a slight advantage using the pawn on c5. White will try to grind out the endgame. It's considering a5, a4, but after b4, I don't think I've accomplished much. An idea is knight to g5 in the future. Attempting to snatch the bishop pair. Sure, I'm going to take the idea that after he takes a4, successfully softening up his queen side. If he takes, I take, Keaton plays bishop takes b2. Then after queen takes at e4, bishop takes c1, bishop takes c1, I have two minor pieces for a rook, and his Grunfeld bishop is gone. His position is now a lot worse than it looks. Assuming over the next few moves, I can manage to keep the queens on. Can I accomplish that? We'll see. Opponent's taking some time. Probably a good idea. Trying to find the best defensive setup, either that or a quick sequence of moves that exchanges queens and leaves my advantage a bit smaller. Bishop g5. I have to be careful about my back rank. If I get back rank mated, that's going to be terrible. I'm going to end all that discussion right now. Okay. I'll improve my position a little. If it tries rook b4, I can play bishop c4. The idea, I'm threatening the pawn on g6. Bishop c4. What's my opponent going to do? Let's defend against it somehow. King, okay. I think just loses by 4. So king f8, knight here, knight d8. I was thinking queen takes g6, but takes, knight check, queen takes, and my attempt at brilliancy has cost me the game. So I could check, go back, and then do it, but this just leads to exactly the same position faster, and he's the one who would benefit from the increment. Yeah. I just take. His queen can't defend the pawn. Well, it can, but I suppose it was worth a shot. Even otherwise, if I took here, takes, I'm up 2 pieces. So I'm on 2 out of 5 after a decent game. Here's there's a group of players on 4 out of 4. This one's drawn. Got Conrad Holt and Lion Beast, also known as Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. All right. And here's okay. Got some games going on. Figures that with this setup, there's no real good place to put the face cam. It's either blocking the board, the chat, which I read occasionally, or some of the first place standings. Currently, we've got one player with 5 out of 5, a FIDE master, Kenan Gareev, several on 4.5 out of 5, and some on 4 out of 4 that are hoping to catch up to that FIDE master, including Just Kid. Let's take a look at his game. Hang on. This guy's up 3 material points. And has to be careful about the attack on his king, but otherwise, looks like he may be on 5 out of... What? Okay then. Knight c7 with a shot. Knight c7. Huh. Well, it is hard to play white here in Bloods. Yep, very well done. And the checks run out. It's almost mate. What are you toying with your opponent? Well, he wins on time, so. National Master soon will be up tied for first place. Even with MVL and other players like that playing. Well, see if he can maintain his first place. He's here. There he is right there. And he is now joined by Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. Let's reload. Any games left? We got. Hmm. How are things in the lower half of the tournament? When I mean lower half, I mean lower 10th. Hey, wait a minute. What over there? 3 out of 5. Ian Pomniachi lost 2 games in a row. He was the top seed going into this tournament. Not the best performance. I shouldn't be the one criticizing him. There's me. Tied for 200 in first place. Whoops. Sorry about that. Let's quit the tournament. A lot of players, if they don't do so well in the first few rounds, quit the tournament. I see that as pointless. Yeah, then it's trapped. Knight h8, king g7. I don't want to withdraw. I do not want to withdraw. That was close. I think white wins this game. I think white wins this game easily. Yep. This game. Less left. Fighterman91. Great username. White will not give up on his winning ambitions. These games last a long time. Stop thinking you have one move. Play it. 93. Disrupting the coordination. If nothing else. What? 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 No time to stare at that final position anymore. Got my own game starting. Against Calum CC. Calum CC. Might as well. Sideline. I think I can just take here. I don't think that's very good for white. His knights are stuck in enemy territory. Now what's he gonna do? If he takes, queen b4 check. If he doesn't, let's figure that out. Queen d8 meets takes on e6. Queen takes, bishop takes, and it's equal. Or d6. 95 rook here, and he has chances to strive for the initiative. Maybe best to check here first. Do I take or not? If I don't take, queen here. If he moves his knight here, a6, I'm fine. I'm great. If he takes here, queen takes, takes, I'm fine. If he goes d6, I'm still not concerned. Because knight e5 seems pretty great. I'm gonna try it out. Seems about equal. Although I don't know if I had more. Or if it is like what it seems. Appearances can be deceiving. Just, aha, check. And b5. My opponent's king can no longer castle, so that guarantees at least a slight advantage. Hmm. What do I do? See any clear way to keep white's king in the center, unfortunately. I have to play more quickly. Otherwise I might lose on time. Oh, ah! Or by material. That was terrible. Still going to try, but I don't think I have anything. Down. When it's terrible when you just move a piece and then immediately after you've moved you realized you made a blunder. You can only wait and see for your opponent to find out. I have nothing. So that game made the difference between a 2 out of 6 and possible 3 out of 6. gonna spectate the top games. Hopefully they won't do as I did. Looks like the National Master has. It looks like is he under a bit of pressure? Let's see how he deals with it. Sacrifices material for activity. Great start. Opponent doesn't take the material and instead drives back the activity. I like to root for the National Masters. If he doesn't win this game, he'll be on 5 out of 6, which will be great. So 5 out of 6 once and have had to leave. Never. Wait, was I? 5 out of 7, I think. What was that? Was that just... I hope my opponent blunders because otherwise my move is bad. I think so. Yep. National Masters' first loss of the tournament. Let's check on... Let's reload first. Got 2 GMs. Everyone else has been kicked down. Anyone else playing? Yeah, looks like this endgame, Black has really good winning chances. Push the pawn. Yeah, I am now in chess. I'm foreseeing a win for Black. Especially if he keeps up that technique. And his opponent keeps up that time management. Doesn't look like Black can get rid of the last pawn, so the game's over. I expect resignation. There it is. Yeah, no progress can be made. Conrad holds again. With a completely winning position. Wait, is it? Yeah, because bishop g4 is met by taking. Yeah. Reload again. Why are they still playing on? Could sack a rook for a bishop and the game would be drawn. Then again, it's a 600-point rating difference. Let's look at an interesting game. What? Sorry about that. This is even worse than the last one. Someone offered. What? Uh, uh, uh. You have got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Really? Really? Sad. Other news, White has the opposition in the game's draw. At least the other game was drawn. Wait. White lost it? White lost the bishop. This is sad. Especially since he's losing. Especially since he's losing. This game's a draw. Doesn't matter if you stare at the board and you say, I want to win. The game position is a draw. You're holding the tournament up. Why doesn't White? Come on, thanks. Tournament standings: Lion Beast and Stanian Shigurov on 6 out of 6, several falling right behind with 5.5. I'm black against an international master. Great. TikTok. Yes. I think I'm basically equal here. Potentially better. I'll move my knight here. And bring my bishop up here to control this square. My opponent decides to spend his time putting his knight on active central squares, which is probably what white should be doing here. I think I can take with the queen. Bishop b5, knight c6. Now castle. Position's too open for him to castle queenside. If he wants to, I'll welcome the battle, but I don't think he's going to. Again, if he doesn't, he might be in some trouble. So what's it going to be? Rook d1. Alright, makes sense. I'll blockade the pawn. For now, anyway. I have to be wary. If he attacks that pawn, I have to defend it. Simple queen c2, and now what? What should I do? I'm gonna bring my rook queen to b6, eyeing a few important squares and pawns. I can try and win some material for rook c1, but I'm not concerned. His king is still in the center. This profile picture. I no longer have to worry for my king's safety as much. Next few moves will likely be here and here. Wait, no. Here. After which white's d4 pawn will start to feel pretty uncomfortable. I'm going to go here first. We each got a weakness, but mine is harder to effectively attack. So I believe I have a slight advantage. Whether I can translate that into a point, it's another question entirely. It's one thing to say, oh, I have an advantage, and another thing to say, okay, checkmate. Wait, he has d5 in that situation. If I take rook takes, rook takes, rook takes. Problematic. So I should go rook to c7. Perhaps he was preparing knight to g5. Just play g6 or something. Hmm. King h8 is likely safer. Don't lose on time. That would be sad. Don't get really close to losing on time, panic, and blunder a piece. That would also be bad. Don't do anything that results in you losing the game, because I don't like that at all. If my opponent is watching, then do something that leads to you losing the game. Please. Ah, shoot. We still have a draw? I think I may now, though. Is that bait? Almost. Thank you. My opponent is not happy at all. Well, he did do as I said. Good game. How's the top game going? What? Um, what was better? What? Flagging? Not so sure that was justified. Yeah, that's just down a knight. The National Master appears to be drawing Conrad Holt right now. Oh, that's nice. That was great. Please take it. Please take it. Ah, good. Wow, what's a game? It appears to have been very sharp. It starts out not too much happening, and then becomes a race. Oh, that's crazy. That is very interesting. I'll have to reload in order to see the standings. MVL is number 1. Title Tuesday should be arena style and not Swiss. As it stands, any non-Super GM non-cheater has no chance of winning. But why should weak players have a chance? After all, weak players are in this for experience of playing very strong players. I understand the National Master in question wants a chance at winning something important. There are a lot of players. 244 left. Like 100 withdrew? What? 4 out of 7. I'm sure you are, Grandmaster Mikhail Golubev. I'm sure you are. Anyone else? Often by now, a lot of these players have dropped out. Amon Hambleton is down to bishop. Congrats. Doesn't look so good for him. Last game left in round 7. Wait, uh, I don't think that's an option right now. Yeah, that's mate. Dr. Steve. I'm playing against Dr. Stephen Strange from Italy. Apparently a FIDE master. I didn't know he played chess, but or was from Italy, but okay. Why does he have a 1979 Blitzrater? It's possible he's one of those players who got either they're not very good at online chess, which is main possibility, or they got their title through an event at a young age, which occasionally happens. Basically, instead of prizes, they award titles, which I don't really see the, well, seems unusual, but alright. So how do I meet c5? Play bishop b5 and exchange some pieces. I think we'll play bishop here, and if c4, bishop f5. Now I'll take. Should I? I will. Now what? my opponent doesn't take, I'm going to retreat soon with some pressure on the d5 pawn. Yeah, well, that's awful kind of my opponent. That's awful kind of my opponent, forcing me to do what I had planned. How should I do? How should I do it though? I'm not quite sure. How about I just do this? Bolster up d4 and retreat my queen from the line of fire. Take up next. Bishop maneuver. Attack d5. Knight moves to c3. Black gives up the pawn and I'm up a pawn. You could always try that. Tournament's running a bit behind schedule because of all those players. Just playing on in drawn positions. I would very much prefer for the tournament to be on time. Keeps a lot fewer players waiting. Planning knight c3 next. Don't think that move should do anything to change my plan. I'll see if I can give him something to think about. Position seems roughly equal, but some chances to press. Should I exchange those pawns? I don't think that's a very good idea. Certainly unbalances the game though, and otherwise I have to make a concession, allow him queenside play. So I'm gonna go for it. Ooh, I have to go king h1. Yeah, that makes things a little bit worse. If I go king here, then bishop b5 check is a problem. I'm going to be trying to push the d pawn in the near future. To be careful about potential f5 thrusts, though. b5. Alright, my opponent's now in some time pressure, so that improves my chances by quite a bit. Time's a bigger factor in Blitz than any other time control, except Bullet. Faster the time control, more important managing your time is. Have to be careful. Built up a little reserve of time. Ah, yeah. Should definitely have seen that. The thing is, I'm losing. So it's unwise to try for more. So in this position, instead of doing that terrible blunder, should have continued with rook to f1. Queen takes b3, d5, after which he's likely to blockade the pawn. And I think I have good chances. All right. Most of the games are still. 3.5 out of 8 isn't terrible. Isn't enough for first. I think this endgame is a draw. White's made a lot of progress on the queen side, but has to be really careful about this. Any other games? The other game was drawn. The game is drawn. Well, yeah. Here we have Fighterman 91 about to fight his way to another victory, which he's just obtained. It's Sniper England coach with the material up ending. Queen e2 seems best. Oh no. The pawn up endgame is no longer good. If white tries to push his pawn, stop the enemy pawn, and protect his king from checks, it's not going to work, so I say draw. Whoa there. Don't you try king to e7? After knight f4? That was a blunder. King h5 was essential. Oh, or Shouldn't be so quick to pass judgment. That's a nice stalemate defense. However, white has reached a technically winning position and technically won the game on time. This looks like a fortress, actually. Black can't make progress. What over there? Alright. Bishop c6. Or king c6. That's a problem. Or not. Black cannot win this endgame. He needs to get a knight to c6 safely. He cannot do that. Well, now that he's got a knight to c6, white king's getting closer and closer to the drawing zone. Players can now shake hands. Or they can play it out. Play it out. No. Really? Let's end the game already. Round 9 coming up. Lion Beast has a half-point lead. 5 Grandmasters. Are they all Grandmasters? No. Following up. Same opening as the International Master played against me. If I'm as lucky in that game, this game as I was with the International Master, then yeah. Great. Oh, oh. Complete and utter failure. Maybe I can create something. This move deserves about 20 question marks.